The National Assembly was on recess when the country witnessed massive destruction of properties and infrastructure following the shooting by soldiers at the Lekki Toll Plaza in Lagos in the attempt to disperse ENDSARS protesters there. At the resumption of legislative proceedings on Tuesday, two federal lawmakers called the attention of their colleagues to the level of destruction to public and private properties across the country in the aftermath of the protests.
Concerned that the alleged shooting of protesters further infuriated protesters and tension flared with consequent violent protests and the beginning of wanton looting and destruction of public and private assets all over the country, and particularly Lagos, the epicenter of all the protests. Worried that the private and public assets destroyed by hoodlums in Lagos was estimated to be in the region of 1 trillion naira.
The Senate is worried that despite the 24-hour curfew, a group of vandals on the next day, being 24th October, invaded over 120 properties in Calabar and vandalized, looted, burnt down some high-valued properties belonging to individuals, the state government, and the federal government.
Expectedly, the motions elicited contributions from legislators.
I believe that we've not done enough to protect the interests of the young people of this country. We still owe them responsibility to provide them jobs and a secured future. Because unless that happens, we'll continue to experience this kind of agitation and protest. The second means that the security men we have in this country have been overstressed and possibly not enough. So this time for us to begin to consider what some of us have been talking about, which is the decentralization of our police sector, so that each state should be able to have the number and the quality of police they need.
As the ENDSARS victims are being compensated, so also the victims of banditry, where hoodlums also attack homes, burn down their properties, cut away their livelihoods, should also be compensated.
Federal lawmakers want the federal government to compensate states affected by the violence and destruction in the aftermath of the protest with 1% of proceeds from the value-added tax. Linda Akibi, Channels Television News.